Welcome to the best of British motorsport, coming to you this week from a sunny autumnal Thruxton in Hampshire and from Castle Combe in Wiltshire. Hope you like the new car and the crash helmet. I'll build for those in a short while. Coming up from Combe in just a moment, the production Porsche Series and the Volkswagen Vento Challenge. Whilst later in the programme, the Rover Turbo Cup makes its first visit to Thruxton. Things could hardly be closer at the top of that championship table, with Dave Loudon from Pershore heading Loughborough's Alistair Lyle by just 2 points. All the leading runners carry onboard cameras, so sit back for some great racing. In the British Formula 3 Series, Jan Magnussen has already wrapped up the championship. The Buckingham-based Dane is now trying to beat the late Ayrton Senna's record of 12 victories in a season. First of all, though, I'm off for a quick tour of the circuit in the company of Dave Loudon. Dave, currently championship leader in the Dunlop Rover Cup. While I'm enjoying this, we'll bring you the Porsche action from Castle Combe, Neville Hay and David Addison, the commentators. Let's go, Dave, quickly, gently. Whoa!
Well, here at Castle Combe, we're ready for the 10th round of this year's Pirelli Porsche Production Championship, which sees for the first time this season Graham Langford on pole position with his 911 Supersport. Alongside him on that front row, Stephen Radcliffe with the 968 rebuilt after its big Alton Park accident.
Third fastest, Chris Healy. Fourth, Andy Davis. And then Hugh Price. Look at the times, they're close.
Des Winks lines up 6th on the grid. Hugh Ball-Jones with a 944 Turbo is 7th. David Jones with the other 968 is 9th.
Crowd enjoying a beautiful sunny day here as we are on board here with Hugh Ball-Jones. And away he goes. And he's got a lot of Porsches ahead of him there, David.
It's a 12-lap race, so time enough for him to fight his way past them. But he's losing a place there. Through on the inside goes David Jones with the 968. So Hugh Ball-Jones not really making a very good start.
But Langford has. Langford's got the inside. Langford takes that inside line and takes the lead. And looks to me as if he's intent on trying to stay there, with Chris Healy well up too.
The car's then setting off on the run towards Old Paddock. And now Graham Langford trying to extend that advantage he's got over everybody else. Although Stephen Radcliffe and Chris Healy chasing him hard. And there Radcliffe having a look on the inside line with the 968. But the door closed very vigorously indeed. Chris Healy now with the yellow 911 Carrera, the man from Bradford, moving up into second place. But already, Neville, Langford pulling away.
Yes, Healy looked as if he was very much on the pace right from the start here. And I think he could be the opposition to Langford if Langford hasn't pulled out too much already. Ray Armstrong well down at the back of the group there with an awful lot of work to do as the leaders come towards us once again. And that lead precarious, and the battle for second place I think is going to overshadow any efforts that might be made to close the gap. Radcliffe in second place, but I don't think he's going to be there for long.
He's got Chris Healy and now Hugh Price breathing right down his neck as we come now through Camp Corner with Hugh Ball-Jones in the 944 Turbo. Still a lot of work for Hugh Ball-Jones to do to move himself up the order. But here is Graham Langford coming into Quarry Corner. Stephen Radcliffe, the man in second place with a much tighter line there, going through the right-hander with Healy, Price, and then Des Winks, all right up behind him.
The Scarborough Star in number 2, further back on the grid than we've become really to expect of the man, but he's closing the gap a little bit, still in 5th place. Could make a fight of it there for 3rd, 4th and 5th.
It rather looks, though, as though Stephen Radcliffe was pulling away from Chris Healy. Now, though, as they come towards Tower Corner, Healy is closing up once again onto the tail of the 968. So Radcliffe very frustrated as Des Winks there moves through ahead of Hugh Price. The 968, as predicted, moving up through the field.
Let's keep an eye out for Winks then. He's got a bit of work to do. The leader looking, he can pick his lines certainly, David, at the moment. He doesn't have to drive defensively. Look at that battle behind, though.
Andrew Davis moving up on the inside of Hugh Price. The 944 Turbo breaks a little bit later, and Davis goes through on the inside of Hugh Price, and Price therefore down to 6th. Bad news, because earlier on in the season he was right up there fighting for the championship. But since mid-season it's all gone horribly wrong for him. Here's the fight for second. Healy right up behind Radcliffe now.
Nothing there that was done by Healy would indicate that he got that right at all. He went very wide and almost caused himself a problem. You can see a big gap, though, as we look to Des Winks. And Winks having a bit of pressure on his tail now, so he too might have to be a little bit defensive now.
Yes, Winks has got Andrew Davis right up behind him, and Hugh Price falling a long way back in 6th place. Here come the leaders then. Graham Langford in the 911 Supersport in the lead, and 2nd and 3rd still together, the 2 Yorkshiremen. Radcliffe from Leeds, Chris Healy from Bradford, tied together as they turn through the right-hander. And now, can the rear engine 911 find a way past the front engine 968? And Davis is in trouble. Andrew Davis slows right down. Past him goes Hugh Price, but the 944 Turbo in real trouble there.
The fight for second, still raging, and still comfortably ahead Ratcliffe, but comfortably in this race has to be about a car's length and a dive on the inside there.
Chris Healy moving through up into second place, and seemingly Radcliffe having nothing to offer to try and fight back with. Healy through into second place and pulling well clear on the run up Avon Rise. Maybe Radcliffe missed a gear there, but certainly Healy seemed to fly past him.
Yes, that did look really quite odd, because they were certainly very much closer in contention than we see them now, and that overtaking manoeuvre was very quick. I think it must have been a gear mist.
Back on board with Hugh Ball-Jones. Now there's Andrew Davis ahead of him. We saw that 944 Turbo slow right down. Davis has continued, and Ball-Jones is off onto the curb, onto the grass. Gets it back onto the tarmac. A little bit of time lost, but Hugh Ball-Jones continues.
The final lap, Langford very much on his own now, driving the race as he wants to. A change now for third place, as up comes number 2, Des Winks. He might have left it too late to do anything about the leader, but second could be well within his grasp.
Stephen Radcliffe, though, will want that third place back. They've got one more corner to go, as here comes Graham Langford to win for the first time this season. The checkered flag at the ready, and Graham Langford wins here at Castle Combe. But who's going to be second, third and fourth? Here they come now into the corner. Chris Healy takes second place, and it's side by side for third. Radcliffe and Winks cross the line. Let's see what the timekeepers reckon to that. Radcliffe takes third from Des Winks. A fine finish.
Seagrew wins his class, Class B, and is now in third place behind Robinson. Radcliffe, however, has a 42-point lead in Class A.
Well, as you can see, I'm still in the car with Dave Loudon. He's not pulled over into any lay-by to let me out. We've been banging on 140 miles an hour from time to time. I don't think we've gone below 60 on any of the bends. It's bumpy, it's fast, it's exhilarating, and boy, is it scary. Well, I'm carrying on with this because I can see the safety of the pits ahead. Let's rejoin Neville and David and catch up on the Vento racing at Castle Combe.
From second on the grid, it's Ian Briggs in the lead as they come to Quarry Corner for the first.
The 2.5-mile Donington Grand Prix circuit is the scene of the second FIA World Cup, the jewel in the crown of worldwide touring car racing. 42 starters from 13 countries in cars from 11 different manufacturers, and despite the cold, a massive enthusiastic crowd thanks to the enormous success of the British Touring Car Championship. The man to beat is the reigning champion, New Zealander Paul Radisich, who in his